Hi guys. So I was considering right around 500 subscribers, I'd get a little bit more intimate and vulnerable on this channel, and I'm about there, and I considered it would be from the perspective of a counselor, a mom, a worship leader, or a wife, all the good things. But that actually hasn't been what's molded my faith in the last 2 years. It has been the ugly things. I have in the last few years understood my sin nature in a whole different level. I have learned about Jesus from that perspective, and that has been the most healing, the most intimate, the most humbling thing that I've ever gone through in my faith. I grew up a Christian, I was baptized young. I was taught to do good things, and in doing good things, you would be able to understand God who is good, and that is faith. I don't believe that at all anymore. What I have come to understand is that when I look at my sin nature, I see what is a deep, desperate desire for a Savior and for His mercy. First song that I wrote is To the Well. And I wrote this from the perspective of, what must this woman think about Jesus coming to her in the desperation of her sin nature, in her shame, and offering her grace. I imagine that felt new, freeing. I thought it would have brought her a totally different healing perspective on God. And for her to discover mercy and the living water all at the same time propelled her towards delivering a very important message, which is the Messiah is here and that He's offering something different than what's being offered. So I related to that on such an intimate level as I relearned about God and who He is, again, from the perspective of my sin. Then I moved on to the woman who was caught in adultery and understanding what Jesus did by equalizing all of the sin there. The individuals who wanted to stone her by saying to them, be the first to cast the stone, he who's without sin. And having everyone there recognize that we all are in the same boat. It wasn't just the woman who was caught, it was everyone there. And to understand what she felt to be pardoned along with the religious leaders brought out a really profound set of lyrics and a very heartfelt desire for people to know what she must have experienced. So that then led to Zacchaeus and a lot of other different people who either were hurting or sinful in the Bible that Jesus interacted with. We can relate to the bleeding woman. I hemorrhaged when I was 16. And so there's all these different things that I have been able to use from the things that happened in my life that were ugly. They weren't glorious, that were ugly. And that has propelled me towards the cross in a totally different way. I am not singing from the perspective of someone who has been elevated. I'm singing from the perspective of someone who has been humbled. And in this humbling, I have discovered a totally different Jesus. The Jesus who offers mercy to the broken. The Jesus who offers healing to the sinning. He came to people who were in their sin. And so if that is you, and you think no one can see you, no one cares, or that you're sitting in a lot of shame, believing you can't change, I did because of God's mercy and grace, and you can too. That is the only message I really want in this channel, is for Him to be elevated in the incredible features of His love and mercy, of His punishment. God disciplines those that He loves. I've held on so tightly to that verse in these last few years. He's a good Father. He is Abba. So all of that to say, if you have any experience that this music is helping you overcome shame or see God deeper, I'm so grateful that you've had that experience. That is a gift from not me, but from the Lord. And I hope you hold tight to that. And I hope you continue to enjoy whatever music God may have me share with you in the years or months to come. Thank you for joining in, and thank you for listening to my heart as to why I've shared all this.